That's a quick question. I'm brand new to American. I've been here about 6 months. Pretty excited to be here, I think. I'm a first officer at LaGuardia.
Thank you. Yeah.
Anyway, it's good to be here.
Yeah.
Anyway, my question was actually about DFW. I noticed there was a new announcement for a new terminal there at DFW for additional gates.
Right.
And I was curious, is there any intention that there'll be a place for 100-seaters here at American in the next 5 years with some route expansion?
So that's a great question, and it's actually a similar question that I got from folks that are asking about our business plan going forward this morning. So the great news about DFW and DFW growth is really that it just makes the airline so much stronger. So this opening up of the Satellite E, the 15 gates, and pushing DFW to 900 flights this year, this summer, is fantastic because the early bookings on all those new flights, and it's almost 100 new flights, all show that they're booking at DFW average, which is actually above the system average in terms of both yields and loads. So that's all really good. So when we have opportunities to grow in those places where really we have the best opportunity, places like DFW and Charlotte, and then eventually DCA is going to get a new regional terminal where we'll be able to upsize the RJs, the 50-seaters, to larger RJs. That'll be fantastic. But going back to your question about, hey, what do things look like? We with Mayor Rawlings and Mayor Price and Doug and Steve Johnson, they talked about the negotiation of our next lease with DFW, and that's really what this announcement was all about. That there are plans to ensure that we can continue to grow and hopefully maintain our share and presence, as the metro, the North Texas economy continues to boom. So when we take a look at that in regard to our fleet plan, there's all sorts of things going on. One is, the E190s, which are basically, our 100-seater, right? Those are going by the wayside. We don't buy those anymore. And I think that, a lot of our team members that work in maintenance, Kevin Brickner over here, they'd say, yeah, next summer is probably, it's about as much as we can get out of those aircraft. The Super 80s, another aircraft that's kind of, it's a little bit more than 100 seats. Those will all be done. The last 24 that we have will be done by, is it 28? 28 that we have. How many Super 80s do we have left? That's 28 or 24, but those will be done by the end of this summer. So we have a little bit of a hole in that fleet plan, and you'd say, hey, does it make sense to go out and take a look at the C Series? What are they calling the A220 or whatever? So does it make sense to go out and take a look at that? And we had a great relationship with Bombardier and continue to have a great relationship with Airbus. So we'll stay close to that. But one of the things that I think is really important is that we think about how we want to really serve customers in our system and run the airline. We need to simplify as much as possible. The world's largest airline, we have just about every flavor of aircraft out there. But as we take a look going forward, this ability to rationalize and have efficiency within the fleet types is important as well. So, long way of me saying, I like the idea of more 319s, even though, that smaller aircraft, would probably serve a different niche. But with all the infrastructure that has to be added, right now, you'd say that doesn't overweigh the benefit of commonality with the 319, 320, 321, 321 Neo, and potentially, even down the road, 321 XLR, which could be interesting. But you go back, and we've got to keep a close eye on that segment, because at some point in time, you don't have 319s, and you do think about what that means for the long-term future, and we're gonna need something in that size range. So good question. What are you flying? You're 7.3? Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Other questions?
Thank you.